know if you'd be interested in this, Abraham, but I know Josh showed some modicum of interest because he actually got some reactions to the series I did. Hold on a second.
Well, while he's doing that, welcome to the podcast, where we sit by this fake-ass fire and talk about random shit. We will have topics in the future. We have Overdrive, or The Other J, and Techno, or what I like to call Spoiler Alert, because that's our funny joke we were having today.
Is it really spoiler? He just said that he doesn't care about spoilers.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, whenever, I don't know. I just don't really care about spoilers. Like, you can tell me and I won't care. But if you don't alert me about things, I will spoil you stuff. So I'm just saying. Full head warning.
Know what? I know I'm going by The Other J for the most part, but at least in the Discord sense, fuck going by The Other J, fuck going by the name of the character I am currently using as my avatar. I'm just fucking Overdrive. He's Overseer, and then we've got Techno. And
I don't go by the name of my avatar, and Abraham is just Abraham.
Does your avatar have a name?
Yeah, like mine. Like, see, this is the thing. Like, what I'm worried about is there's this other content creator called Technoblade, but I'm like, I don't want to go by that. And I'm like, I just want to go by Techno. That's it.
Well, yeah.
And that's just the thing.
Well, you're Technomancer. He's Technoblade. There's a difference.
I mean, yeah.
You're also so hopelessly irrelevant as a channel, YouTube-wise, there's no way there's ever going to be an issue out of that. If by some sheer fluke, Joshua actually manages to make this thing popular, then we'll settle it. But, that is a 1 in a million chance, and YouTube is such a fucking minefield, I don't think it's gonna survive, another 5 years.
I mean, since it's a hobby, most likely it will survive 5 years, but it won't be popular.
I mean, the system. I don't mean your channel. I don't think your channel is gonna make it too.
But hey, this is just a starting thing. You never know what life has for us. Maybe this could just be a hobby, you know? We're just starting. We're just trying to figure out, and we're trying to get into podcasting, and we'll see how it works, you know? We just
prepare for 3 idiots sounding like absolute fucking morons for about 30 minutes, was it, Josh? 30 minutes was your plan?
It could be 30 to 45 minutes for the first episode.
Oh, shit.
I won't tell you how long we'll probably have the other episodes. It'll just be ongoing, because
I swear to God, if I see a podcast where you sit and talk to yourself for 2 hours, I'm going to contact you and be like, are you okay?
Yes, same here. I really will, dude. I'm not
It should never be a situation where you have a 2-hour podcast with one person. That doesn't happen.
No, man,
It's not okay. Seek mental help.
I mean, I actually do know some, but they're on very specific topics, and not just rambling. Basically, what I would probably
I can accept it if it's a Twitch, if it's a Twitch personality talking to their viewers, I can accept that. You barely have viewers. You don't get to talk at yourself for 2 hours.
Bro, yeah, you got it, yeah.
Right.
That's not healthy at all. I feel like that's how do I say it? It's gonna sound weird, but that's you recording you're recording your own reason as to why you belong in an asylum.
If you have a few thousand people sending you messages for stuff to talk about, you're fine.
The first episode, why I should be in a mental institution.
Oh, shit.
Don't go for the clickbait bullshit, man. To be in an institution. Don't go for the bullshit podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
You have real reasons for why you should be locked the fuck up. You shouldn't have to resort to talking to yourself for 2 hours. That's a waste of everyone's time.
I mean, that proves that I should be locked up in a mental institution.
Yeah, but then you're just doing it for attention, and it may as well be clickbait. I mean, you are becoming the cringy articles.
I've become the one thing I've sworn to destroy.
I mean, you didn't really swear to destroy it as much as you said you participated in it.
Yeah.
Don't try to play yourself off as an Anakin. Even Christian Hadison is cooler than that.
Oh, man. All right.
You wanted the podcast energy. I've got the podcast energy.
I mean,
Let's
yeah, there you
fucking
go. Like, see, like you're already developing your personality, my guy. Holy shit, I'm just more like the silent type, and I was like, well, that isn't good, especially if you're going for a podcast, persona. Shit,
Here's the
man.
thing, Abraham. You aren't the
Right.
silent type. You're the type who speaks and it has meaning. You reach a point where you find a topic that you enjoy talking about, and then you can go off for like 30 straight minutes with no response from anybody and be totally fine and totally reasonable.
I feel
Yeah.
like my personality
Yet on the
is
inside,
more
I'm
of-
dead and depressing. So
I feel like
Yeah,
half the time my personality is a coin flip. When I'm talking in a conversation, it's a 50-50 chance where I'm going to be a blumbling idiot, or I'm actually going to know what the fuck I'm talking about.
yeah.
To the audience, we tried to do a recording of this earlier, and Joshua mentioned how he has 3 personality types in conversation. One of them being a good guy, one of them being a sadist, and what was the other one, Josh?
A blumbling
Blumbling?
idiot.
Okay, so he's got the bubbling idiot, he's got the sadist, and he's got the moderately intelligent nice guy. If you put all of those together, you realize that Joshua is actually just a glorified BioWare character that gains sentience in a physical form.
Hi, I'm Commander
You know
Shepard.
what I
and This
mean?
is my favorite shop on the Citadel.
Oh shit. Oh shit, son. All right, that's how it is.
I mean,
Everybody's asking for the podcast energy. Let's get the podcast energy going, am I right?
okay,
Yeah, I see
what
what you're
type
saying.
of juice is your favorite? This is just a random topic, but mine's apple cider. Not apple juice, but the better stuff. Apple cider. Or all that stupid.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Honestly.
What?
Go ahead.
Honey Crisp apple cider is awesome. It tastes better.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go. We'll follow with that then.
I'm torn between the classic pineapple flavored virgin pina colada or the more traditional cow juice.
Question mark? What the fuck?
You mean milk?
Okay.
Milk.
I was like,
You said juice. Cow juice.
I was like,
is
bro,
milk.
don't go telling me you sucking on the couch nipples, bro. I swear. I swear.
Would you not refer to milk
Oh,
as cow
shit.
juice?
Oh lord.
Don't be afraid of the cow juice, Abraham. Everybody's had to have something like it in their life.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I think I went a little bit too morbid on that one. I was like, oh man. I'm sorry, but like when it came to that,
I'm
when
not
you just mentioned,
I'm not like
Go ahead.
cutting open cows and then drinking their blood. No, that's not cow juice, Abraham.
no, bro, I didn't
Well,
even go there. No, it was worse. But
At first, before
I'm like,
I thought milk, I was thinking about those shitty sports drink where it's like milk and something else. I forget what it's called. I think it's like
oh,
sponsored
protein,
by Alex Jones.
like whey protein, that sort of stuff.
yeah, but it was like infused with milk because it had a cow
Yeah.
in it, and I'm
No.
like, what in the world is that?
Yeah,
It's like
I know
I'm
what you mean.
tempted
Maximum
to try
Fitness
it,
Weight Protein.
but I
Sponsored
don't.
by Alex Jones.
Don't you start with that shit, bro.
As Russian
Bruh.
Badger once said, if physical energy can be turned into thermal energy, how hard will I have to
No,
punch a
Wasn't-
chicken to cook it?
Don't be mistaken. That wasn't Badger. I'm
No.
pretty sure
I'm
that
just
was
saying
Clue.
the person who put the video up. I don't care about
Oh,
the person
yeah.
who
Give
said
you
it.
the quote, Joshua. That's how you get screwed online.
There you go. Hey, you gotta say, what is it? Not quote. What the hell is it called? Like when you
Reference? It's not my
not reference. Shit.
It's not my responsibility to get
Citation.
things correct. It's my responsibility to. I was about to say funny, but then I think you were gonna come back with "you're not funny."
I mean, your responsibility is to upload the fucking videos.
Yeah, bro.
You're here so we can talk to each other.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow. What am I supposed to be the therapist here while y'all talk about your issues?
I sure as hell hope you aren't the therapist.
I mean, I don't know. Shit.
You're not doing much better than Dr. Hill from Until Dawn, my man.
For real,
I mean,
dude.
half the time I'm pretty sure people think I am Josh from Until Dawn, just a little bit without the murder.
Yeah.
Just the
Hold
broken
on.
psyche.
You are nowhere near as good looking as Rami Malek. Don't even try that shit.
I never said good looking. I just said mental state.
Josh was at least charismatic. His YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure, actually had more subscribers than yours.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Going for the jabs there. All right. Pausing the fucking truth out
Oh.
here.
I think I was
All right,
thinking-
yeah.
Oh.
Holy shit.
To be fair, though,
All right.
the advantage you have over Josh is that you don't have an ego nearly as big.
Ah.
I think Josh was at the point where he was like, to my loyal fans and subscribers, when he had like 30 subscribers.
Yeah? Yeah, that's true.
You have to have
Alright.
at least 10,000 before you get that pretentious.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, for real, co-op games.
Right, co-op
What about
games.
co-op games? You know, what? I honestly, I've become so blind to like co-op games, and I'm just like I'm play solo. You know, I don't really have time to play like with you guys, or we're just like our schedules off, right? That's just for me at least. But co-op games, what are at least for you two? What co-op games do you find like satisfying, or what would you guys like to play?
This would be more of a we do this and we suffer our way through it because it will be the best content we probably ever make.
All right.
I have the Master Chief Collection on Xbox One.
No, are you gonna say
We could do
Lasso?
Lasso.
I know.
We could do Lasso. You
Wait,
know what a
what?
lasso is, Abraham?
No, sorry, don't know.
In Halo, there are these things called skulls, and you can put them on, and they have special effects, like iron sights, or sorry, I don't remember all the names, but the one that's most famous is Grunt Birthday Party, where if you shoot a Covenant Grunt in the head, it explodes and makes a children's "yay" sound effect, and confetti goes everywhere. But legendary Lasso is the legendary difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty of Halo,
Yes.
and then every single skull on. And some of those skulls mean that you no longer have a HUD, you can't see your own arms, you don't have a reticle on your screen, enemies will always jump out of the way, they have stronger shields, your shields do not regenerate unless you melee somebody to regenerate them. Stuff like that that's really fucking annoying.
Sir, I don't think we have the mentality to pull it off like the achievement hunters did.
On the contrary.
And I felt like
have to
every
pull it off like
episode
the
that went by, the less and less sanity they had.
See, here's the thing. We start off way better. Between the three of us, we have less sanity than that entire group. Therefore, we have less to lose.
There you go.
Plus, it's perfect because you can have up to 4-player co-op.
That's good. You know?
I mean, that would be one hell of a split screen, but, like, we could do it.
Oh, God, split screen.
I mean, at least they'll see our
Listen,
failures.
if we're going for cringe, we commit fully, damn it.
I'm gonna be losing my shit.
Plus, it would be my first opportunity to play Halo Combat Evolved in, like, 12 years. And I would love to do Halo Combat Evolved again, because that was the greatest game of the generation.
Again,
I still actually have...
Go ahead, sorry.
I still actually have a PC disc copy of Halo Combat Evolved on my desk. Like, that game has stuck with me longer than the computers that are actually capable of playing disc games.
Alright. Damn.
I mean,
Oh,
a fun one, if we can't have everyone there, would be playing the first two original Battlefront games. Because I have the original Battlefront games. Before EA basically made them
on them, yeah. Before EA just completely destroyed it. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Battlefront 2, the original, had the greatest system I've ever heard of, which was to say, Galactic Conquest, I think it was called.
Yep.
That was a system in which you could basically play as a faction, and then you'd go around and you'd systematically go from planetary battlefield to planetary battlefield, slowly conquering an entire galaxy's worth of places, one battle at a time. And if you lost a battle, you actually lost ground and had to take your ground back. It was a really fun system that I put way too much time into.
I should know. Yeah. I've played that too. You basically, it's not just you. On the other side, there's a CPU with the same the other faction's flagship, and if you encounter them, you have to play the ship battles, which I always sucked at because I was like, it's better to just, sneak inside the ship and destroy them from the inside, because if not, I'm gonna crash into the ship at all times.
Joshua, I completely and totally agree, except for the sneaking part. You're doing it wrong. You bring a fucking rocket launcher, you bring some goddamn grenades, and you get shit done.
Well, yeah, no, I meant sneaking as in, politely landing the ship, not just, like, running my ship directly into the hangar bay.
I don't remember the names of it for Republic and for for Empire and Droids.
It was
or
the
for
Galactic
Rebels,
Empire and CIS.
No. I remember the name of the faction. I don't remember the name of this particular ship. For the Republic, there was the LAAT gunship, and you could get in it and fly it around, and people could spawn on you. If you wanted to be a real dick, you could put it in the hangar of their battleship and spawn people in their fucking battleship.
Wow. That's... shit.
We need to get inside. We need to destroy their reactor core. We need to destroy their shield core. And we need to take out all their turrets. Okay, let me put a spawn zone right next to the objective. Let's go, boys. We got this.
Oh my gosh.
For the Republic!
That is an overpowered strategy. I'm at a loss for words there. All right.
I don't know why, but I was thinking of doing like one of those stupid announcer voice things, and I immediately was reminded of a Russian Badger video sequence where they were like, "Boss, you killed a child. Great work. That's why you're the best."
All right. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh man. Any other games co-op based other than mention of Battlefront? Original Battlefront.
It certainly wouldn't be on the same like screen, obviously, because of technical limitations. We could absolutely fucking do Dauntless.
Yeah, Dauntless.
But I was honestly, when you mentioned about Dauntless, I was going to download it once, but I don't know, in the moment, I guess I got distracted, or I just simply said why. Like I don't really like. I'll be honest with you. I haven't found like any gameplay enough for me to be convinced. So I guess I just need to really invent more.
Beating the shit out of monsters with big weapons. I guess that's just me.
I just call it okay. It's not saying anything bad about.
It's Monster Hunter Light. Let's be real.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's poor man's Monster Hunter because it's free.
I mean, it is definitely a solid game. Escalation is easily my favorite game type ever. Have you heard about Escalation and Dauntless, Abraham?
No. Again, I don't. I just seen like barely any gameplay, but I never really heard about the modes. Never heard about. I don't know. You'd have to explain to me. Just a little bit, just a short description of it for now.
Escalation is what we'll talk about then. Basically what it is you get deployed onto an island chain. You have to go through and exterminate every monster on the chain. You land on the first island, you go up the steps, and your first monster is there. It has one special modifier, like, hey, it has reduced armor everywhere except this one spot. And if you hit it there, you do extra damage. And the monsters are randomized, they're special effects. Second island gives you 2 monsters with no modifiers. The third island gives you 1 monster with 2 modifiers, and the third island gives you 2 monsters with either 1 or 2 modifiers. I don't remember for sure. But if you get enough points going through, which means not getting downed, killing them in enough time, breaking off enough pieces with your giant fucking weapons, you get to the point where if you score enough points, you can go and fight an escalation boss. And these are not found anywhere else in the game, and they're really entertaining. Like, for instance, Malkarian the Lightning Dragon. The reason I enjoy Malkarian is because not only does he fly around a lot, which makes him hard to hit, and while it's a bit annoying, it's actually really fun to not be able to just fucking pulverize that goddamn dragon. Anyways, the point is, he has an attack where he'll do a dive bomb, and he'll stick out one of his wings, and he will drag that wing along the ground, cutting a bunch of holes in it. This will produce what are effectively jump vents. You can hop on the vent, and it'll blast you into the air, and you aim yourself at Malkarian, and then you can latch onto Malkarian's back and ride around on his back, beating the shit out of him. There's another one called Torgado, who is basically a giant lava monkey thing based off King Kong.
Oh yeah.
Enough that it's not copyright infringing. He will do this thing where he gets really pissed off, thumps his chest, and then runs around slamming his fist in the ground. He'll leave a vent there. Then you can jump onto his shoulders and start stabbing him in the neck like you're a guy who's about to die in Attack on Titan. Then there is
yeah. That sounds nice.
the two most recent ones that I remember are Thrax from the Umbral Escalation, which is this giant, weird, naked worm thing. It's got like scaly insect legs, but then its body is like that of a naked mole rat, and it's got this giant maw full of teeth that spits acid. Really cool. Also really disgusting. I wouldn't want to see one in real life, even if it was like the size of a centipede. That thing is fucking nasty. Anyways, it's really cool and really interesting. The problem is it can teleport. So that's a pain in the ass.
God.
It also has this thing where it'll like super speed up and create like lines of fire in the battlefield, and if you cross them, you get knocked flat on your ass. That's also annoying as shit. And the most recent one is the Agrax, or Argax, or whatever the fuck it was called. I don't remember. Point is, it's a giant fucking tree, and it is in fact rooted into the ground. And it has giant arms, it has poison mushrooms, and it hits like a fucking truck and deals so much acid damage you'll wish you had gotten the perks that give you acid resistance.
You could just say that every truck that ran into it was just absorbed into the tree. And the tree's like, with every truck, I grow stronger.
No. It's more like, with every hit, I grow stronger, because it has this bullshit move where it will, start shaking a lot, like it's having a seizure, and then it will have giant roots that explode out from it and divide the battlefield. And while those roots are out, it has a giant shield over it. And that would be bad enough, because it's like you have to break the roots. Oh, that's wasting time. He's still attacking you. He also does this annoying thing where he unleashes, like, shadow wisps that don't belong in a monster hunting game that just fly out and track towards you. And anytime you get hit with a wisp, you get staggered. So if you're trying to heal an ally, you get interrupted and you can't heal that ally because you've been staggered. Are you trying to cut through the root? Oh, you've been staggered. Are you trying to get on a jump jet so you can break through the shield and get onto his back and stab him like the stupid fucking tree he is? Oh, guess what? You've been fucking staggered. It really sounds like I'm trashing the game. I love it. It's really entertaining. I just like beating the shit out of monsters that deserve it.
I mean,
it does a really good job of making you enjoy seeing it die.
Honestly, now that you put it that way, it sounds interesting. But again,
sorry, that was way more sinister than I intended for it to be.
I know. Like, shit, hey, you're gonna give your descriptions, I'm just gonna let you be free to say whatever you want. Honestly, it is actually more entertaining the more the way you put it like that. It really is. So.
I feel like I was at a 13 and I needed to be at like a 2.
No. You said your word. That's all. You said your piece. That was good. I applaud that. I really do. But yeah, like again, for me, I don't know about you, Overseer. At least for me, the thing is, ever since like Dauntless first came out, it was like advertised very well, especially in Epic Games on the Epic Games Store for PC. But never really gave it a shot. Just saw it and I was like, oh, there's a cover art. Oh, there's this, there's that, and I was like, eh. I brushed it aside really, and so, for me at least, I've played a lot of Grand Theft Auto on PC, which, let's be honest, that's another whole shit show to explain, but it would take more time than originally, but, I guess, Dauntless could be a game for me. I just need to give it a shot.
If you enjoy beating up a really big boss, Dark Souls style, without it being nearly as hard, I think you'd enjoy this.
I guess I should really expand my branch, is what I'm saying. Especially in, like, genres of games. Just give it a shot, like, because, again, I've never really been open, like, with the genre stuff, but I should really do it because, like, there's more that there's more out there that I'm simply not seeing. And so, maybe, now with that enthusiasm and all that sort of stuff, I'll see if I can give it a chance in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, we can have a, Abraham's First Hunt recording, where you've got, Josh... Man. What would your weapon of choice be, Josh? Have you played Dauntless?
I have, but not long enough to actually have a character, because it was when I was going through my finding free games because I'm poor phase, and I went through a lot of weird free games, and that was one of them.
Yeah,
And
actually, side topic here. Don't mind to go too much into it. At this point, there's really there's really no excuse that you can't get a game. Like, I know people might clown on the idea like, oh, Epic Games gives free weeks every week because they just want to make their store better. Which they do. I'm not gonna lie, they do. But like, let's just be honest. Like that's the DRM for now. Like that's the DRM that's gonna keep on going, giving free games because like if you have a PC, right? There's no excuse that you can say, oh, I don't have games. There's ways to get games that you have to find and you gotta find it. Well, even the quote unquote free game market or culture, whatever you want to call it, that's no longer really becoming a thing because there's so many developers out there, indie developers, mind you, um, that are making pretty big, like somewhat decent games, like that. What is it, Genshin Impact or something? That weird anime game. That
yeah,
no, that's like
Genshin Impact.
There you go. Yeah, if you know the name better, I don't. Again, I just saw it. It's like Breath of the Wild from Nintendo Switch mixed with anime sense. Again, I don't know much about it, but
Yeah.
if I could, once I know the real name, and next time I could talk about it. But
It is Genshin Impact. I've gotten so many ads for it, and a couple of my
see what I
Discord
mean?
buddies
Yeah,
play it.
Genshin Impact, and so I'm like, that's an example of a free game, and I was like, but there's with free games, there's also some problems with that because like at least I watched a YouTube channel YouTube of course called Some Ordinary Gamers, and this guy, like the owner of the channel, he speaks about issues with like games like Genshin Impact, Valorant, other games that have like they're like free, of course, but they like whenever you install it, it does something to your laptop, like to your hardware, and I don't really know more about that detail, which I'll leave it at that. But once I know more about what the topic is, I'll add on more to the subject. So, at least that's just my piece.
All right. I was gonna say that I don't think Genshin is the kind of thing that you have to worry about for two reasons. The first is that, well, it's a mobile game. It's not really something you traditionally play on a laptop, in my opinion. I've always seen it as a mobile game. I'm gonna treat it as a mobile game. That's just my shtick. That said, I'm not afraid to admit that it is definitely better than I'm probably willing to give it credit for. There's also the fact that it's a free game on a mobile device. And everybody
Yeah,
knows that means you're taking a stop at the monetization station.
Dear God.
true.
That's the only few reasons why I don't play mobile games, is because I just get tired of just seeing all those ads. It's like I'm
See,
just
I
trying to
like
play a game, not basically open my wallet.
I like what's it called? Capital Games Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It
Yeah.
does have some shitty monetization, but then again, it was made by EA in partnership, so it's like, yeah, that has to be expected. That said, I know it's a solid game. Not this isn't talking about Star Wars anymore. I know it's a solid game, like gameplay wise. It's really good graphics. It's got a really cool system. But Raid Shadow Legends, my man, there is no reason that I should see 18 ads that pop up immediately when I open your game before I get to access any of the stuff I want to do. And I
After
shouldn't
you
also
watched like
experience that.
18 ads telling you to go play Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like,
I will
open up the
say,
video.
some of those
This is
ads
sponsored by
actually
Raid Shadow Legends.
I appreciate in Raid how they will do this thing where every day they'll give you a free pack. That's
Yeah,
nice. I appreciate it. There's no fucking reason it should be a pop-up and a string of
Talk
pop-ups
about
telling me to
going
repeat
buy
that
down
again.
at
shit.
the wrong time.
Yeah. Repeat that again, please.
It's like, pop!
There is no reason it should be a pop-up in a list of pop-ups that are all telling me to go buy shit that is all random chance-based and doesn't actually fucking help me. If it
Honestly,
were
Go ahead. Sorry. Continue on.
As someone who actually has played Raid Shadow Legends, the advertisements, man, they are so tempting. Here we have an offer for a legendary shard, which gives you a 8.1% chance of getting one of the best characters in the game, and a 90-something% chance of getting a 4-star character. Man, that would be so incredibly entertaining if most of the 4-star characters weren't barely, like, super cheap recolorings of each other. Give you an example. There are the
Keep it short. Remember.
right, the orc. The orcs have Gallic, who is a starter character. Then, as a 4-star character, they have Epic Gallic, which is literally just Gallic but with slightly purpler tones. They also have the shaman and the bone cutter, and I think something else for the orcs. And all of them are the same model down to the littlest details. They just changed the colors and gave them different abilities.
Yeah, that's just disappointing. I'm sorry, but like honestly, I like to put it at least in my opinion, I see Raid Shadow Legends as a crack den.
Well, yeah,
It's a
because,
well-made
As a
because
crack den, like
basically,
seriously, like let's be honest, like you just go there to get your like if you're really into that sort of crappy games, like honestly get some help, man.
I mean,
You're
Don't
going to a crack
misunderstand,
den.
Abraham. It
it's.
is a very well-made game, and it is enjoyable to play when you're not getting advertised.
Oh no, he's
But
being cursed.
hang on, I've got a point here. It is a very well-made and enjoyable game when you get to the points where you actually play the fucking game. That said, when you spend all of your advertisements talking about custom character models and quality animations, I expect to see fucking unique models. Stop giving us recolors. That's Smite level territory. It's your
Honestly,
fucking game.
yeah, okay. Going off topic, yeah, you do play Smite.
I mean, that's what gives him the ability to pick out if a game's being bullshit on you, because he plays
True.
games that bullshit on you.
But okay, okay.
I have first-hand experience.
Okay, right. But let me just the reason I put a Raid Shadow Legends as a crack den is like, let's be honest, if you could just simply put on a switch in the game like it has on there where you could immediately just put a button so that it could play on your own, yeah, no thanks. Count me out. I'm not, no matter what upgrades you have for your character, no matter who your character is, just count me out if you have like an automatic switch where it plays on your own, because what's the point? What's the point of you playing your strategy, huh? There's honestly you would count me out.
appreciate games. Again, back on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes again, and I'm sorry to do this because it is an EA game, and I don't feel like giving them too much credit. I'm going to give the credit to Capital Games because Capital Games actually made an enjoyable game here. But strategy with the characters in that game is really entertaining and really fun, and there's also fucking no recolors. Every single character is a unique model. Like, every playable character is unique. They have their own abilities, even if not all of the abilities are unique. Every character model is unique to an extent that it's kind of infuriating. I don't understand why we have 5 Captain Solos, and I don't understand why we have fucking 5 Chewbacca's. There's no point to that. We should.
Is there like a switch where you can automatically let them play?
Only if you've beaten a battle to the point where you can do it in arena, but you're probably going to lose. The only situation where I would recommend switching on an auto battle thing is if you are playing through a level that you have already completed. And to auto play a level you've already completed, you have to reach a point where you have mastered the level, which means you've played the entire thing with no characters dying.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now I see your point. Because honestly, I had a different take on those type of games. Like, is like if it has that sort of if it has that sort of ability to even do it, right? Like to activate a switch like that? No, like that's not
You're
called a
talking
game.
about
That's
like
just
AFK arena type game.
there you go. It's like AFK Arena. I was like, no, that's not.
I'm like, the
no,
only
no.
thing I have griping with it is if you're going to waste time downloading that type of game, what's the point in playing it if you're not going to play it?
Boom.
It's
And here's the thing I enjoyed. I've actually played AFK Arena. It's all right. Like, my main gripe is that, yeah, you can play automatically. You can set it to play while you're away so that you earn rewards. You don't progress, though. And the progression wall is so fucking high Like, you either have a period where you clear through 13 chapters of its 40-chapter story for some reason that is barely strung together. You either play through entire chapters in a single sitting, or you find yourself trying to complete the same battle over and over again with no success. It is such a coin flip thing. And even on the subreddit, they talk about how utterly bullshit it is. It's also only gotten worse because they've started adding a bunch of guest characters. And originally it was one guest character at a time, which was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Now they're adding 2 guest characters at a time and making it so that within the time frame, you can't get both characters for free because there are actually resource limits on the resources you need to get those characters. And if you pass the resource, it'll delete all resources you get above the resource cap.
Wow.
Yeah. I will say, though, I contributed the time. I did my part. I got Ainzul Gon. I have the Skellalegs. I'm happy with the Skellalegs. I'm not getting any more of their bullshit characters.
All right.
Yeah, because it's like
that's that.
It's like first you got Ainzul Gon, and then you got the Sword Hero, and I'm like, what's with all this?
Wait, they're on Sword Hero now?
No, it's like I think it was like before Ainzul Gon, it was like a promotional thing to promote the Shield Hero getting his own style fighter like that. That was like called Shield Hero, where you collect characters like that. It's like you collected him as a one-time hero. Like once it was done, it was done. And then it was like for his game and all that. Because I kept seeing that. It's like, it's about as gripey as every time I'm trying to listen to, like, YouTube videos during my work so that I'm not just listening to complete boredom. It's always, somehow, it's an AT&T or mobile phone service, but it's in complete Spanish. And I'm like, I speak English. I don't understand why you're putting it in a language I don't understand. And it's like, I would understand if you just say, okay, here's AT&T, enjoy this commercial. No, it's like, here's a bunch of words that you don't know, and you're too far away from your phone to skip this ad, so enjoy your suffering for the next 30 minutes.
I do appreciate, to an extent, though, how Google decides that you speak a language that you don't actually speak. Yeah, it's always enjoyable when I get ads in Japanese or in German, and I'm sitting here like, yes, pretty picture, go, yes. I understand word thing.
Pretty picture, go, yes.
Discussion, I understand all topic.
Oof.
All right. Well, that's interesting take on that. What about
yes.
well, I know now that we officially went completely way off topic of what we were saying. Let's be honest. Well, like we could talk about co-op games. How about games that we would like to play? Like what whenever we can, other than co-op. Like, what's the flavor that you guys have for like games? Like honestly, like I for me at least games based for me it depends on what game it is, right? Like, I've always been a fan of the Just Cause series. Like, I actually managed to even play Just Cause 2, which that's not a big thing, but still, I enjoyed the Just Cause series. I played 2, 3, 4. I haven't played 1 because, well, I just really like 1. It's you have to pay for it, which I don't have money currently right now. But I don't really just want to go back to all the way from the beginning. That's just my take on Just Cause, and then games that are very underrated in my opinion, like this was like back in PS3 era, like Prototype. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Prototype series, like Alex Mercer, James Heller type thing. Yeah, I was a big fan of those. Like, I still am. Like, I really hope, like, I don't know if it was I think it was Activision or Shaba. I don't know if you ever even heard of that of those companies, or at least developers.
Shaba. Our collective genre.
Yeah, like I'm such a
our
fan
collective
of
genre as a group is brawler-style RPG games. They may not be particularly known as RPGs, but they're the kind of game where you are in the shoes of your character, be it first person or third person, and you have a free roam environment in which you can play around with the character.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, I really hope that somehow, because like there's a lot of fans like me, and I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit shorter now. There's a lot of fans like me that would really hope that Activision and Shaba, and I assume Shaba still works, is no longer exists, but who knows? They can make a Prototype 3, like end the series, because like at least for me, Prototype the series was never ended, and so I would like a good it was left at a cliffhanger to numb it down, and so. But like yeah, those type of like series that really just intrigue me, that really call me forward. That's really my take on like games that I would love to play, because I just don't see a lot of games out there.
You
I
see,
just don't see like I remember PewDiePie. He played this game called Carrion. It was made by Devolver Digital, if I'm not mistaken. Don't mean to. Oh, I'm paraphrasing there. That's the word I'm looking at. I'm paraphrasing on if it's Devolver Digital. Carrion is like a game based on like this monster. It looks like a Carnage, right?
It's a game where you play as the monster and you
There
slowly
you
go
go.
through a facility and break out. Yeah,
There you go.
I
There you
saw
go.
it through Markiplier and I saw it through Outside Extra.
But it
yeah.
didn't really get so much attention. It's just like, okay, it's just a basic game. No, it's a very good game. It's very well developed. It's not a very like the story is in my opinion, sorry, mediocre. But for a simple game for a simple game like that, I find it very just
I mean,
satisfying for me.
let's be honest here. If you're playing as the monster in a video game and that's the main selling point, you didn't come for the story.
Exactly, and like no, and of course I didn't come for the story, but it's just like it's funny how they tried to add a story. Like they don't even mention it. It's just there, Like I don't
I
know if
mean,
you saw it.
I saw the story all the way through. It's actually really interesting. It also is very vague. Not as vague as Destiny Season 1, but like vague.
Oh boy.
Basically, from
Yeah.
my understanding, you're playing as the monster, and you get to these points where you can save, and then you have these flash cuts of
There you
you
go.
as a human. Those flash cuts of you as a human, as I learned, are actually his name was spoiler warning. You know why we're here.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, basically, these flash cuts as a human were you as possessing a human ability you acquire at the end of the series or at the end of the game. And from my understanding, that was you when you originally got captured. You were pretending to be a human and trying to escape, and then you got caught.
Exactly. There you
And at
go.
the end of the game, you possess a human again, and you leave in that human's body into a big city. And then that's just ominous credits over the big city with the monster walking away in a human form.
And then, you can it's technically like a mystery cliffhanger if you really think about it.
Sequel bait.
But
Don't
like
sugarcoat it. It's sequel bait.
what if let me just like go off topic here and just it's almost I don't know how much more longer we have on this, but a theory of mine. Carrion, now that I actually just came up with it on the moment. What if Carrion is like a connection to like Prototype? Like Carrion just immediately, I don't know, in some way decided to become, I don't know, like it was a monster, right? Like it was a monster. Sorry, it's a monster, but they somehow managed to capture it again, or somehow it is captured, and they tested with the DNA, and Alex Mercer, for some reason, like he's given the vial of the DNA and he tested, and then they somehow make that into the virus, and then Prototype starts like, I don't know,
That
maybe
is
an
what you
idea.
call a fanon, and I appreciate your making it on the spot.
Well,
I'm just saying like that honestly, and now that imagine it, it's red. There's actual monsters that infect the cities, and then it goes from 1 to 2. It's just I'm like that's crazy. That's food
there,
for thought, I guess.
there are like two series that are completely underrated. One is Prototype, which you were talking about, and the other is um crap. I just had the name. Infamous, the Infamous series.
Oh,
They
don't even get me
basically
started.
had the same. The Infamous series and the Darkness series, they all had the same premise. Hero gets power, but and then that's where it ends. But it's like, one character, he's possessed by like a bacteria or virus, whatever that prototype is, that corrupts him, but yet he controls it.
It's a gene. It's a gene. I would go full spoiler warning on that, but like we'll talk about that another time. Like
Yeah, it's like you got him with a gene.
Early 2000s had a rash of actually really well made games, but they all had the generic formula of character, like regular male character gets unique power in situation. Regular male character goes on to fight bigger power with their power.
Yeah, because
regular male character does things.
You got straight to the point, bro.
Yeah,
honestly,
like the Darkness,
that's exactly how it's said.
It's about a guy who gets killed because he's in the mafia, and then just because of his rage, he's possessed by a demon that is like, I'll give you power to basically save your lover from not dying.
A quote from outside Xbox, Andy Farron. Of Darkness was The Godfather if it was written by goth Tumblrites.
There you go. There you go. There you go, man.
And then you got the story of Infamous, where it's basically guy gets electricity powers, fights himself so he can prepare for the bigger evil.
X-Men. Joshua, it's X-Men.
I do love X-Men Days of Future Past.
It's X-Men, Joshua. It's just X-Men. That's two certain people get powers at random, then get chased around by the government, and now you have to go around and fight the government and help the city. No, that's X-Men. Yep. Don't sugarcoat that.
Yep. There you go. Yep.
We all know what that genre is. Give it its proper title. It's X-Men.
It's X-Men, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, another underrated.
I'm sorry, the Runaways on Hulu? No, it's X-Men.
It's like,
I mean, that's literally Marvel, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is their genre. Leave it alone.
We'll talk about Marvel in another time, but like for now, like because that honestly, I would love to talk about Marvel.
You probably can't keep.
I mean, we'll probably keep it, but still.
Hopefully.
For the final topic before we end this, because it's getting to that point, one game I have to say is a hidden gem that's actually one of my favorite games. Murdered Soul Suspect. Basically, it's about a detective that goes after what is called the Bell Killer, because you're in the town of Salem. Of course, it's known for all the witch trials and all that. Well, in the process, you get killed. And it's your point to basically solve your own murder as a ghost. And there's only one person that's able to actually see you. And she's in a mental institution because she doesn't want to be like her mother, who was a medium and could see ghosts. And so, basically, it's you trying to find your killer, while also having to deal with the mythical beings that were the Salem witches. And, basically, death itself. And I was like, the story itself is actually pretty awesome, because you learn more of what really happened in Salem, because no one really talks about the Salem witch trials that much anymore, or at all in high school and all that. They're always talking about war, death, blood, politics.
Shout out to a dead TV show here. If you want to know more about the potential of the Salem witch trials, go look up Truth or Scare on YouTube. They have a great episode on it. It was done in like the early 2000s to like late 90s. Great show. I highly recommend it. Continue.
But of course, spoiler warnings, because that's our favorite nickname. Basically, the one little ghost girl that's supposed to be helping you out, she was the witch that basically possessed the police chief, who basically murdered you. So, because she was mad that she was basically caught being a witch and was killed, she decided to start killing people by possessing people and killing them.
sounds really just so outlandishly boring. I'm sorry.
It's actually better than
Sorry, my
I make it
microphone went
out
out
to
a little
be.
bit.
And I'm actually planning on, when I have free time, to do a series on it, because it actually is a decent series. I just can't do the story justice itself.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just
Alright.
like saying, pick up Dark Souls, tell me the entire story of the first game.
I don't think anybody can tell you the story of that game in like hours.
True.
Like, with all
That is
games
true.
context and the entire Soulsborne library, nobody knows what the fuck is going on in those games. Don't pretend you do. Don't pretend that's a solvable narrative.
Man. We'll end it with our hidden gems. What hidden gem would you like to go with, Overdrive?
Let me think about this. Hidden gem. Oh man, I don't know if I have a hidden.
I mean,
I think I may have it.
if you don't have one, it's okay. Honestly, like, let's just honestly, there's many out there, and let's be honest, if we do get into like this stuff, like not if we, but when we have time to do it, you'll find one, and maybe you can tell us about it one day. But
This is an old game, and it used to be popular in its time. It's not anymore, and I don't think I've heard it mentioned more than once or twice by like specifically video game channels. Star Wars Republic Commandos.
Oh, I actually have that.
oh,
I'm pretty sure the reason you had it, Joshua, is the same reason I had it, which is because it came in a bundle of 3 games with Battlefront 1 and 2. That's
shit,
exactly
again,
why I found Republic Commandos.
I never played
Found it
the
in the
OG.
discount section at a Staples one time.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like that plus Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, or the Jedi Knight series.
I also
'cause there's
have that one
also-
too.
I need Outcast, but it's just for PC and the original Xbox, but it's not backwards compatible on the Xbox.
Yeah, there's not a lot of compatible. There's still a lot of compatible games, backwards compatible games that are not been added. So it might take a while before they can really go to those games. You know.
Abraham, give us your hidden gem before Joshua cuts us off abruptly.
Uh,
All right, he's gonna cut us off.
all right. Well,
He's
at least
go shotgun another monster.
No, I'm not. I've learned my lesson.
oh man, right. Well, again, for me, it really just I really have again mainly I kind of exposed my Joshua actually exposed my hidden gems like Infamous, Darkness, and Prototype. That's why I'm very passionate about them. Um, yeah, like I just at least for me, I will say for like the ones that we already spoke about, I would really like to see add-ons. Like maybe for Darkness, the Darkness series, that's over with. I already saw the ending, and it gives you 2 choices that you could choose at the end, which honestly, at least for me, they were satisfying. But for the hidden gems, at least for me, which they're not really, but it's somewhat Infamous. I would like for the continuation of Infamous to go right to continue. Like honestly, I'm gonna keep it short. For Infamous, Infamous Second Son was the last one. It was literally a one of the beginning games for the PlayStation 4 libraries, right? And it hasn't been mentioned. It hasn't been nothing. All Sucker Punch has really been, and I understand Sucker Punch decided to go with a different route, and they went with Ghost of Tsushima, which I respect that completely. But don't forget about the games that got you there. You know, Sly Cooper, Infamous, just so many. And so, like, I would like to see a return of that. And for Prototype, if Activision and the other developers, which Activision is just a publisher, if the other companies that worked on it again, I'll get the names of the company next time. If they come back and get it together one more time, if they could complete the Prototype series, I would be satisfied. Because for me, I just would like to see the ending of it, like, and the series, and it'll be over. That's at least my piece.
You have the closing, Josh, or are we just
Oh,
silent now?
Yeah,
I,
up to you guys.
I was spacing out listening to that. Well, well, that's
Okay,
all
man.
for
Well,
the.
first time for everything.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
that's all for this time. We'll see you or one of us will see you in the next podcast. Whenever I'm going to try and make it weekly, mainly because that takes my mind off the stress of work. And maybe if I can get them into it, it'll get the stress off of work and school for them. And so, yeah, let's do this. I don't know how to do outros.
I'll at least say this. I'll hope to whoever listens to this. I hope you guys, I might say I know I'm a bit too naive, but I hope you guys have a good time and have a great day. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll speak to you all soon.
Bye.